guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another week of What's for Dinner. If you're new here, hello and welcome. I am Taylor. I share these What's for Dinner videos weekly to show you guys what we had for the week, and hopefully that will inspire you to cook more for your family and maybe give you some new meal ideas. So if you like these kinds of videos, I hope that you will subscribe down below. I've got some pretty easy recipes coming up in this video, as well as some delicious ones. So let's go ahead and get into it. It is Friday night, and tonight for dinner we are having chicken quesadillas. This is really simple because my chicken is already cooked. I had this cilantro lime chicken thighs in the freezer from a month or so ago, and I thawed it out earlier today, and I'm just going to heat that up in the microwave. I'm going to toss it in a bowl and heat it up in there. And then I've got some quesadilla cheese from Walmart, some tortillas. I've got my cast iron pan heating up, so I will fry up the quesadillas in a little bit of butter. And then to go with it, we're going to have some cheese dip. We've got our favorite El Terrifico white cheese dip from Sam's Club. And then we've got two new salsas to try. I got these at Walmart. My friend Tamara over at Southern Wife Everyday Life really likes this brand. I wanted the medium, but my Walmart didn't have it. So I got hot and mild, and if this is too mild and this is too hot, we'll just mix them together and kind of make a little medium. So that is going to be dinner. I'm going to go ahead and get started. Okay, here is my plate. Got my chicken quesadilla, some chips, salsa, and cheese dip. And the kids pretty much looks the same. They have the mild salsa, and I have the hot mixed with the mild salsa because I taste tested both of them. The hot is definitely hot. The mild is definitely mild, like no spice to it at all. I can't wait for Walmart to actually get the medium for me to try the medium. It's very tasty. If you do not like strongly flavored with cumin, would not recommend, because as soon as you open the jar it definitely smells like cumin, and it's definitely tastes like cumin, which I like. And then I really like the texture of it. It's pretty thin. Here, I'll show you. It's not super chunky. It's very similar to like restaurant style. Any of the chunks that are in there are very soft. There's no like crunchy pieces of onion or anything. So very good salsa. Would definitely recommend those. As I said, I found them at Walmart. I think Kroger carries them too, but I'm not sure where else. But that is going to be dinner for Friday night. Tonight for dinner we are going to be having BLTs. So I am making bacon. I've got this package of bacon from Aldi, center cut bacon. My favorite way to make bacon is in the oven because it's less mess and less to clean up. I'm just lining a sheet pan with parchment paper, and then I'm going to get my bacon laid out on here. It's all on here, and I've gotten questions in the past about why I like crinkle up the bacon. It's because I don't want to use another pan, and I can make it all fit like this. It's all gonna shrink up anyway, so I saw somebody else do that. I think it was the Tipsy Housewife. She just like kind of squeezed it all on there. So I always squeeze it all on there as best as I can. Even if it's touching, as I said, it's gonna shrink up. So now I'm going to put this in my cold oven, and then I'm going to turn it on to 425 and it's gonna take about 20 minutes to get it to where we like it. Okay, here is my sandwich that you just saw me make, and then we are having it with some white cheddar cheese puffs that we had brought back with us from Wisconsin. I also have a Claussen pickle. And if you hear the toaster in the background, it's because Andy's bread is still toasting. So we're using some sourdough. And then the kids, I just took, because sourdough is so big, I just made one sandwich and cut it in half, and then if they want more, they can have more. And neither of them likes pickle or lettuce on their sandwiches, so they have bacon and cheese and a little bit of mayo. I put some cheddar on there and let it melt while it was in the toaster oven. So melty cheese and bacon sandwich. And then Elijah did want lettuce on the side, so he said just a little salad with some ranch, Claussen pickle, some puffs. And then Lily has some sliced tomato, since she loves tomato, but not on her sandwich. And that is going to be dinner for Saturday. Okay, so tonight for dinner we are doing the angel pork chop recipe that I made like 2 weeks ago, but instead of using pork chops this time, I am using chicken breast. So this was really easy to put together, and that's pretty much why I'm making it again. And also it was delicious, and I really want to try it with chicken. So in here I have 4 ounces of cream cheese, 3 tablespoons of butter. I'm gonna pop this in the microwave for 30 seconds to a minute just to get it started melting, because cream cheese can be difficult in the crock pot. So I'm gonna get that started melting, and then to that I'm gonna add one of these Italian seasoning dressing mixes. I have the name brand this time because Walmart, that's all they had. And then I'm gonna add in 3/4 cup of chicken broth, or you could do a white wine. I did chicken broth. I just made some with this Knorr chicken bouillon and some hot water. And then I'm also gonna add in a can of cream of chicken. I'm gonna whisk all that together and then pour it over my chicken breast that I already have in my crock pot. And then I'm just gonna cook that on low all day. Okay, this has been cooking all day and it looks like it is done. I just opened it up a second ago. I'm gonna shred up the chicken and whisk up the sauce, make sure all the lumps of cream cheese are like dissolved. It looks like it melted really well this time. So I'll just stir that around and get that ready. And then I'm going to serve this over some angel hair pasta. So I've got that. I'm going to cook that up. And then I'm also going to cook up this loaf of garlic bread. And here's what that looked like all plated up. This is really good, just like the pork one was. But I have to say, I think I like the chicken more than the pork. But both were very good. Okay, it is Monday night and we are having burgers for dinner tonight. We are doing bacon and blue cheese burgers. So I cooked up some bacon in the oven the same way I did it the other day for BLTs. And then I'm going to make the burgers and I'm going to mix in the blue cheese with the meat. So I just like to mix it in. I'll do probably not the whole thing. I don't know how much is left in here because I use this for something, for salads. I'll probably do about half of what's in there. So probably about 1/4 of the full container, which was 5 ounces. Gonna do some of that. And I'm gonna add in some seasoning, salt and pepper, and then I will just cook my burgers up in a little bit of bacon grease in my cast iron pan. It's getting nice and hot over a medium heat. And in my air fryer, I've got some fries going. We're gonna have some fries with this and some watermelon. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my burgers pattied out. Okay, here are our plates. These fries that we are having are the Walmart ones that are supposed to be like McDonald's. They're pretty good. We've had them before. They just need a little bit of salt, but other than that, they are pretty good. So we got some ketchup, watermelon, and then the kids are splitting a burger. And then if they want more, there's 3 more burgers. Usually they will only eat half each. Very rarely will one of them ask for another half of a burger. And then Andy will eat the other 2 that are left. And then here is mine. I did some of this chipotle aioli on it. I really liked that last week. Some lettuce, some tomato, bacon, and then you saw we put cheddar cheese on everybody's burgers. Just a half a slice to add a little bit more cheese because you never have too much cheese. And then I've got some ketchup and mustard on the bottom, and then fries and watermelon as well. And Lily's looks the same as Elijah's. And that is going to be dinner for Monday night. It is Tuesday, and tonight for dinner I am making a Swiss cheese and spinach stuffed London broil. So I've got that here all thawed out, and I'm going to butterfly it. So I'm going to slice it down the middle, like horizontally, so that it like opens up like a butterfly. Never done this before. Hoping I can do it, hoping it's thick enough to do it. And then if I need to, if it's not perfectly like even, I'm probably gonna beat it with my meat mallet on the flat side to flatten it a little bit, and then I'm going to make a marinade and let it marinate all day in the fridge. Okay, now I've got my meat in a container that it's going to marinate in all day. And for the marinade, I'm going to add 1/3 cup of olive oil, 3 tablespoons of red wine vinegar, 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. It says 2 cloves of minced garlic, but I'm out of the fresh stuff, so I'm just going to do a couple spoons of this refrigerated minced garlic, and then a 1/4 teaspoon of parsley. And then I'm gonna shake that up, make sure it's coated really well, and then stick this in the fridge. Okay, here is my steak that has been marinating since 10:30 this morning, and it's now 5:45. I've got it laid out on a piece of parchment paper, and this is how I'm going to roll it up easily and keep the mess contained, and then I can just throw away the parchment paper, and it fits nicely on here. I don't really have something besides like a sheet pan that this would fit on. I mean, I guess I have a cutting board. Yeah, but we're just using this. Throw it away, wipe down the counters, easy cleanup. So I've got it laid out on here. I am going to top it with some spinach and some Swiss cheese. The recipe says to use sliced Swiss. I just have shredded, so that's what I'm doing. The recipe also says to add roasted red pepper. I don't have that, and red onion, and I don't have that. I was gonna do the red pepper, but Walmart was out, so we're just going with that. It's just gonna be spinach and Swiss cheese, which I think is still going to be really good. So I'm gonna do a layer of spinach, layer of cheese, and then roll this up, starting with this side because this is where the hole is. And I want that to be on the inside, and then this side be the outside. It says to leave like an inch border on the opposite side from where you're gonna start rolling. So I won't put anything on that, like 1 inch over there. And then I've got some baker's twine to tie it up with. I cut 4 pieces to tie around it. And then it's gonna go in this greased baking dish and bake at 425. For 18 to 25 minutes. It depends on the doneness that you want of your steak. I think it says for medium rare, you want to pull it out when it's at 120. Let's see. Yeah, medium rare should be 120 degrees, medium about 130. So I'm going to pull it out somewhere around there. Once it came out of the oven, I let it rest for 10 minutes covered with foil before I sliced it. I really enjoyed this steak, but everybody else didn't really care for it. I think it was that red wine vinegar that was in the marinade. They didn't really care for that. And then my kids don't really like Swiss cheese, and I was trying to hide it. But because of that red wine vinegar, they just didn't care for the steak at all. They kind of picked the spinach and cheese out and ate the steak, but they were like, I don't want this again. And I just served it with some Instant Pot mashed potatoes and some green beans. Wednesday night we had pizza pasta. This is a family favorite that I've made many times, and it's a recipe from The Kitchen Wife, so I will have it linked down below. I started off by browning 1 pound of mild Italian sausage, and to that I added a little bit more Italian seasoning, some onion powder, and some garlic powder. When my meat was almost cooked through, I added in some diced up mini sweet peppers, some minced garlic, and some chopped up pepperoni, and I just let that cook until the sausage was completely browned. Then I added in 1 jar of marinara sauce, and I let that just like simmer on a low heat until my noodles were done. I cooked up 1 16-ounce box of pasta. When my pasta was done, I drained them and then I added them to my meat and sauce and just mixed everything around really well. And then I topped this with some mozzarella cheese and some more pepperoni, and then I threw it in the oven at 350 for about 20 minutes. If you don't have like a cast iron pan or something that is oven safe, just transfer it to a baking dish to put it in the oven. And here's what it looked like when it came out of the oven. As I said, this is a family favorite. I've made it many times, and we just served it with a salad. Okay, it is Thursday night, and tonight for dinner we are having chicken and rice with green beans and some sliced tomato on the side. So I'm using this long grain and wild rice mix from Aldi. I'm making 2 boxes, and it's really easy. All I'm doing is boiling some water and butter, bringing that to a boil. For 2 boxes, it's 3.5 cups of water and 2 tablespoons of butter. Once that comes to a boil, I'm going to add in my packets of rice and seasoning and my cans of drained chicken. You could use like cooked chicken or whatever like that you cooked yourself, but I'm using canned chicken because we like it and it's easy. So I will add all of that in and then bring it back to a boil. And once it's boiling again, you reduce the heat to low, cover it, and simmer for like 25 minutes until the rice is done. Super easy, and we really like it. It's something we used to eat a lot, like a long time ago. And then to go with it, green beans, as I said. In there I have about a teaspoon of the Knorr chicken bouillon, this stuff, some of the Badia Complete, some pepper, and a little bit of butter. And yeah, once this comes to a boil, I will make the rice, and that'll be our easy dinner for Thursday. And that is going to be it for this week's What's for Dinner. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you leave me a thumbs up down below and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you plan on trying any of these recipes, let me know which ones in the comments down below. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye!